The teaching theme of the Climate Action Plan is about embedding teaching about sustainability, climate change, climate science throughout the entire university. So LJMU as a university, teaching is at the heart of everything we do. And whilst there's lots of programs which focus on sustainability and climate kind of explicitly, we feel that every student who comes to LJMU needs to and deserves to learn about sustainability, because climate change is the biggest issue that's facing the entire world, and each student that we see should learn something about this and how to tackle it going forwards. Already we have, within biological and environmental sciences, we have a suite of programs which already directly discuss this. So we ran the first ever BSc in climate change, which is ongoing. We ran geography, biology, wildlife conservation, programs which have sustainability and climate embedded directly within them. So doing this and expanding our sustainability and climate provision through teaching has been a great achievement already. We also have an online course which is freely available to all students over the summer about sustainability, which feeds into employability skills, them learning about sustainability in their area, in their city, in their county, and also giving them positive actions they can take forwards. So we've also launched the Natural Curriculum Hub, which is a place for teachers to learn and develop their skills in outdoor teaching, which is one of the kind of burgeoning and really important ways in which we can embed teaching in an outdoor environment to future generations.
I think one of the key takeaways for me throughout the 3 years was how sustainability and climate change was driven into every aspect of teaching. So when we're talking about renewables, it's the impacts they would have, but on the resource of the materials, it's the negative impact they have on the climate. So we were taught to question everything, judge whether we thought it was good or bad, regardless what the outcome was at the end, whether it was worth it by how the means started.
We have these sort of discrete areas where we teach lots of climate to some students, but we're pledging to ensure that every student that comes to us will have some sustainability and climate education. Even if they're in the School of Humanities, in engineering, wherever they are, they'll have the opportunity to learn. And this is a great way to bring together the different staff from across the university who teach on climate in different aspects. So from the business school, from the science faculty, to engage with students in ways that they might not be thinking about climate in their studies, but we can bring it in and introduce it to them.
But I think driving it from that angle, as well as what the university is trying to do, promoting students to think for themselves and act responsibly and across the board, can only be a good thing. I think it's got to be addressed that although it's the university driving it, it's down to you, because if the individual doesn't do anything, it's going to fail straight away.
The university, as part of the plan, has pledged to fund these initiatives that will promote carbon awareness across all students, across all faculties. Already we're seeing the start of some of this funding where we've provided curriculum enhancement internships for students to look into our, for example, field trips. How can we make our field trips more carbon neutral or more carbon friendly going forwards? And that sort of activity isn't possible without investment and support from the university to do this. Green employability and sustainable employment is one of, I think it's the biggest growing job sector at the moment. I mean, every business is going to have to be looking at this in the future if they're not already. It's just the equivalent to sort of the electronic era 20, 30 years ago, where if you don't know how to use a computer, you won't be getting a job. Now, if you don't have some sort of green or sustainability knowledge, it's going to become even more difficult to get jobs as we go forward. So we're giving our students a sort of plethora of different skills, both specific to here's how you calculate carbon footprints, here's how you can improve your or a business's carbon footprint, to more of the soft skills about thinking about things from different points of view. So even though you're studying history, how does climate fit into that and how can you bring that together? So it's absolutely key going forwards. It's not an issue that's going to go away, and jobs are only going to become more and more demanding of these sorts of green skills.